the cost of things in the market this period, especially baby's clothes, coupled with the fact that this is festive period, things are on the high side. I have taken it upon myself to make all the outfits that the twins are going to be wearing this period because I cannot come and waste money. You know, as twins that they are, anything you're buying for two. Anything you buy, na double. As my maid Jima where I be, jack of all trades. If na sewing, we did there. If na editing class, I did there gidibam. And as we all know, the twins' birthday are coming up. I went to the market the other day and the clothes I was seeing, I wasn't liking them at all. I said, I'm going to sew what my babies are going to wear and they're going to love it. They're going to be looking like Barbie princesses, the princess that they actually are. And just in case you keep seeing sewing video, just know say my maid Jima don't enter work. Full-time work or not be small thing we they do for here. I just used today to cut out the fabrics I will be sewing tomorrow. Everything we they do here now, slow and steady. I cannot come and buy. I'll do the one that I can do and no rush. And of course, if the twins sees any opportunity, they will just jump on my head. I don't know why they cannot just let me be so that I can focus on their dress. Trust me, you see this hyping is going to be worth it. So any dress you see on Kira and Mira, just know that mama made it for them with my full chest. Finally, I was done putting the twins to sleep. Now it's time for me to start working. By now, I was very sure that I would have finished pleating this hard net on this flay, but the twins wouldn't just let me. But anyhow, we go rugged them like that. So I want this dress to be very full on the twins, and that's why I chalked 4 inches down so that it would give me what I want. So I was sewing, it's just going to be slow and steady. Once I sew and I'm tired, I will leave it till the next day. So after I was done sewing the net on the flay, this is what I have, looking so nice, right? I'm also using nets for this dress. I had to sew it and then I had to gather it so that it would be very, very full. At this point, I was already getting very tired. Kai, I remember as a student when I used to sew for my customers back to back. Now I don't calm down. You see, motherhood can make you stop some certain things, even make you stop your career. But anyhow, God day. So my sisters, we continue tomorrow. My maid Jima don't tire. I can't again. I cannot sew. I don't tire. Twins' birthday dresses are actually coming together. Who is feeling it? This is the lower part of the dress. Trust me, we are not even done with it yet because there are more layers to be added. So yesterday, I showed you how I added the hard net on the chalked flay. And I also showed you how I pleated this net to achieve the gathers. Today is our birthday and I'm trying to carry everybody along. Now all of us birthday be this, so nobody will be left out. All of us will sew this dress together. This is the second flay. I have to pleat it so that it will give me their actual waist size plus 1.5 inches for zip allowance. The flay that has the hard net on it, I also had to pleat it to give me the waist size plus 1.5 inch allowance. That was done with that, I had to join the pleated net on the flay that does not have net. This is exactly how it's looking. It's full, but you're going to see the difference when I join these two things together. The thing is, if you want your dress to be fuller than this, you have to pleat the hard net tinier and then you have to add more layers so that you can be able to fill it up with the hard net. I don't know if you grab. And here is baby Mira trying to disturb me. Well, this is actually not a sewing tutorial. I'm just showing you how I am making the twins' birthday dresses. After joining it, you could actually see the difference. This is looking more fuller. Like this is the way I wanted it to be. Nothing less, nothing more. My sisters, I know we all are excited about the making of this dress, but people should be coming down. I'm not gonna they rush me. Normally, if it was before, I don't finish this dress since, but your face wouldn't let me. One bye, we'll continue tomorrow. The twins' birthday dresses are gradually coming together, yeah? So today, we'll be working with the crinoline and organza. I want to make a 2-step peplum, and the first step is 8 inches, and the second step is 10 inches, respectively. First things first, I went ahead to oil my machine. So for the crinoline, I had to pipe it using a 2 inches lining, but if you have a bias, you can use that as well. Instead of doing this, is just to make sure that the clothes doesn't make them uncomfortable whenever they wear it. Now, you can see how tiny I'm folding one end of the organza. Now, I'm sewing the crinoline on it. This will make it look very, very neat. After I was done folding and sewing and I've gotten to where the organza stopped, I just had to cut the crinoline so I could pipe it the exact same way I did at the beginning of it. So I bought about 2.5 yards of organza and I used everything for the peplum so that it will come out very full, just the way I wanted. Now, after I was done piping the extreme, this is it, looking so neat. Now let's move on to the next. So the next thing I did was to sew on this crinoline just to make sure that it's very firm and stable. So whatever I did for that of 8 inches, I also did it for that of 10 inches, and the next thing I did was to sew them together. So my machine doesn't sew gathers. All I just have to do is to make sure that the stitches are very loose so that when I'm done sewing, I do the gathers with my hand. After I was done with the gathers, this is exactly what we have. Looking so demure, right? Now, we all remember this particular one I made yesterday. Now, all you just have to do is join both of them together. Now, always remember that when plaiting, you must add 1.5 inches for zip allowance round the waist. If you're observant, you will notice that I did this for 2 days. For each day, I just spent like 2 hours sewing and that is it. Your faves are disturbing me. So the twins' birthday dresses are gradually coming together. We are done with the lower part. Now let's move on to the upper part of the dress. This gown is a halter turtleneck dress. So first things first, you match the neckline, then you sew the armhole and top stitch. This is not a sewing tutorial. I'm just showing you all my personal pieces, how I am making the twins' birthday dresses. Now if you look closely at the way I'm sewing this, you see that I sew the lining separately and I sew the main fabric separately. The essence of doing this is to make sure that the joining around the waistline doesn't make the twins uncomfortable when they wear their dresses. After I was done shipping using the twins exact measurement, this was what it was looking like. I went ahead to trim the excess allowance, and for the half length I trimmed it too so that it would be giving me what I want. I didn't want the half length to be too long. Now the next thing I did was to join the upper part and the lower part. This is gradually coming together. Now remember that I sewed this separately, so all I just had to do was to sew the front fabric with the down part. Now the lining, I'm going to sew it with another lining so that it will be looking very neat. Now after I was done sewing, this is exactly what it is looking like. There is no way the twins will feel uncomfortable in this dress. It's not even possible. Now let me add this. If you want to cut your inner lining, all you just have to do is to make sure that you cut this in a flay form and make sure it's excess so that you can also pleat it. After I was done with that, this is it looking so demure. Come on. Now all we just have to do in this dress is to add the zip, add the turtleneck, and of course there should be a design on it using a candle gum. Stay tuned. Here comes the twins' birthday dresses. So today we'll be working on the halter neck and the zip. First things first, I brought out the fabric, then I measured the neck on a fold, and I think it gave me 2.5 inches. I marked it. I also measured the back, and it gave me 3.5 inches. I also marked it. Now the place where I marked the front part, I went up by 1/2 inch, and for this halter neck, I used 2 inches for the length. The one I used to mark this, I had to cut it out into 2 different places. Okay, remember that when you're cutting this, it has to be on a fold, just the way I did. And the next thing I did was to use gum stay to gum just the front part of it, just one part of it, not the both sides. When I had to sew the upper part, I notched it, then I went ahead to iron. Make sure that you iron it, and make sure that the down part of it, you have to fold it when you're ironing, so that when you're fixing it on the neck, it's going to be very easy and very simple for you to do. Okay, and in order for you to fix this properly, you need to get the center of your neck and notch it so that you can fix it well. After I was done fixing the neck, I went ahead to fix my zip. Easy peasy, and this is what it's looking like. And do you think we are done? Of course not. I had to use these beautiful ornaments to design the twins' birthday dresses, because why not? I used a candle gum to stick the ornaments to the fabric, and trust me, it did a perfect job. Just stuck this to the front part of the dress and not the back. And for each gown, I used 3 sachets of these ornaments because I didn't want it to come out looking scanty. This took a lot of time because I had to do this for the both dresses. Oh more, no be small thing. Promise myself that I'm going to finish these dresses today because it has stayed for too long. Come on! So finally, the twins' birthday dresses are ready. Just one more thing though, just to weave. I'll do that later, but I'm happy I am done doing this. For the net, I used 5 yards each for the twins. This is what the twins will be wearing for their birthday photo shoot. I just hope that they behave themselves that day because I'm no guest trend. Don't shout at all. Can't wait for you to see these beautiful dresses on the 2 toddlers in our lives. Yes, it's now in our lives. So happy doing this, though it took longer time than necessary. I didn't expect this to stay too long. Twins were not just letting me focus at all. Just as this is me officially welcoming you to the twins' birthday month. Twins will be turning 2 in the next couple of weeks, and I really want to thank you all for being a part of our growth. Honestly, yeah, I was telling your faves to say hi, aunties and uncles, and they chose to keep mute. With all the dragging and with all the begging, they still decided to do shakara today. Okay, now Kira's own was even worse. She didn't even want to look at the camera. Just as I'm blowing you kisses and giving you hugs on their behalf. Thank you for sticking around throughout the processes of making the twins' birthday dresses.